It's Sunday, the last day of Comic-Con, and I woke up super early just to have my bowl of ramen noodles, eating in style. Yes, this shall be my breakfast, and I don't care what you hoity-toity people say, I love my cheap-ass ramen noodles because it tastes so good. I'm so high class, I'll even dump my leftover beef jerky from last night to make it extra gourmet special. But eating all that tasty ramen early in the morning has its consequences as it put me in a food coma right away. Eventually I awoke to get some more work done. Unlike my roommate Henry, I did not have to show up to Comic-Con right away. I had a lunch appointment with my friend Julie and her husband Kevin and daughter Kate. As I awaited and watched the commercially plastered trolleys, I somehow had the bright idea of walking down the sidewalk. Nerds and parking ramp employees littered the sidewalks ready to enjoy the final day of Comic-Con. And here are my friends, Julie, Kevin, and Kate. I make them drive extra far just to pick me up because I kept walking. I only get to see these guys once a year, so we drove away from downtown to have burgers at a place called Islands to catch up. Did you guys know that there's an actual bad part of San Diego? Because after lunch, Kevin, Julia, and I said, let's drive through the bad areas of San Diego. Yes, while your preteen daughter's in the car, right next to the window. And honestly, I don't see what's so bad about this part of San Diego. It just looks like a big giant campground, so fun! But I do wonder how this compares to the famous Skid Row in LA. As we keep exploring these awesome tents, some of you might be wondering, Tom, aren't you afraid some of these people might see this on the internet? I'm like, silly, they probably don't even have internet. Well, if you're gonna be homeless, or go camping, there's probably no better city than San Diego. So thanks to my friends the Pritchards for taking me out to lunch and showing me around. But now it's back to the hotel where I can get some of my work done before I go back to the Comic-Con to check it out. You see, I can't go back up to my room because Henry and I already checked out this morning. So I killed time in the cafeteria downstairs for a couple hours, and that's when I noticed someone interesting in front of me. Someone possibly doing an audition. An actor? And there he was, a true artiste honing his craft in front of strangers, not a care in the world. This is more entertaining than the Funko Pop Fun Days. Eventually, I stopped working and decided maybe I should check out the show since it's like the last day and all. Since it was the end of the day, I was going against traffic as the droves of people were leaving the show. Nearing the entrance, I saw the sexiest thing I'll probably see all weekend, a cosplay of the Netflix hit show Glow.
So that's not a problem.
In this final hour and a half, I wanted to find a few more things to film as well as say hi to a few more people. Going upstairs, I wanted to find my art director from Upper Deck, Jennifer Wu. I thought that Jen said she'd be up here in the portfolio review area, but I didn't see her, so I started going back downstairs.
Thank you.
Geez, picky, how do you think I got into this damn building in the first place? Aimlessly I wandered, hoping to catch something interesting for my camera. Even at the end of Sunday, this crowd didn't seem any lighter than any of the previous days. And as I wander by the WWE booth, I realized that this was a perfect time to name drop my buddy Tommaso Ciampa. They made a toy out of him, and I want to take my picture with it. As I made my way toward the other end of the convention, I forgot my original mission, to take pictures of cute cosplay girls. Wait, I said girls. Wandering by the DC Comics booth, I recognized an old friend I hadn't seen in 3 years. Laura! No, not Laura, but Laura. I met her back at 2014's inaugural Comic-Con Colombia in Medellin, Colombia, South America. I was a guest there with, coincidentally, my artist pal roommate Henry. She was my ride from the Medellin airport and was one of our interpreters/tour guides during the weekend. It was great catching up with her, and we arranged to have a group dinner later in the evening with the other Comic-Con Colombia guys. As I wandered by the Capcom booth, I was reminded how much I love Street Fighter! Oh wait, this isn't Street Fighter. I then wandered by the Upper Deck Entertainment booth to see if my art director friend Jennifer was there, but she wasn't there either. Guess what I found instead? My artwork of Wolverine and Colossus blown up into a giant banner! And on this final day of Comic-Con, my weekend was definitely made. And since it was almost closing time, I started my final trek all the way to the other side of the convention hall to Artists Alley so that I can meet up with my buddy Henry. After about 10 minutes of walking, who else do I run into? An old friend by the name of Lambert Shang.
I asked you if you were coming.
A guy I met about 20 years ago when I first broke into comics. Finally, in Artist Alley, I meet my popular sketch card artist friend Ashley, who was also my roommate in New Orleans a few years ago. And not to be outdone across the aisle, I see my Vietnamese brother again, the incomparable John Boy Myers. And at the end of the day, I'm finally at Henry's table. Time for everyone to pack up and call it another year. Quickly, the scene resembles a ghost town, quite the opposite from what was going on the previous 5 days. And even though I had an exhibitor badge, the mean-ass security even tried to kick me out. Why? Because it wasn't the right color. Time for our final annual Comic-Con portrait. And in a sad moment, I used my badge to check out of the convention center for the final time this year. Even though Henry and I were anxious to pack our stuff in the car to grab dinner, I could always make time for more cosplayers. And off we go to San Diego's Hard Rock Cafe for dinner with our friends from Comic-Con Columbia. It's the Caballero twins and their friends. After dinner, we said goodbye to our Colombian friends. Henry and I hope to return to Comic-Con Columbia sometime in the near future. We took a nice little stroll through the gas lamp district back to the parking lot of the convention center. With a few stragglers hanging around, we took our final look into the lobby of the convention center. Thanks for watching our 2017 Comic-Con vlog, but now it's time for sleep.